What up, guys? Doug here, Doug's Fish Tanks. Haven't done an update in a couple weeks, mostly because there hasn't been a whole lot to update. I just haven't really done anything with the tanks, but I felt bad for the subscribers and everything. You know, I've gone almost 2 weeks with no update, so I'm going to show you this little tank here. I've talked about it before, but never really showed the actual tank itself. It started off as a Marineland Crescent 3-gallon. Well, I got it initially to use as a quarantine tank, mostly whenever I was buying like the neons to try to get up to my, neons that I wanted in the big tank. I was just buying them at Petco or PetSmart or wherever had them on sale, but I didn't really trust them from those kind of places, so I'd throw them in here for a couple days first. I think I picked up the tank on sale for like 35 bucks or so, and so then I decided to try to put like substrate in it and actually do it as a little nano tank. But if you were trying to do one of these tanks, I really wouldn't recommend it. I was just doing it to play around with. There was a couple things I wanted to try that I'd never really tried before. Like one of the things I wanted to do was to paint the back black, so the back is black, but I didn't like that because really all it did was make the tank really dark. I was also using Eco Complete as a substrate. So what I did to try to brighten it up a little bit was put white sand on top of the Eco Complete to try to reflect some of the light back up into the tank. Like I said, this tank has pretty much been completely redone. All I really used was the actual tank itself. The filter it comes with is horrible. I just ended up just basically throwing that out. The light it came with is horrible. It's actually this one here on the side. I've just really kind of got this thing ghetto rigged on the side just to try to add some extra light to the tank. But it's a terrible spectrum and it's not very strong. So what I picked up was this Coral Life. This is two 9-inch T5s. Of course, being Coral Life, one of them was a blue actinic bulb because it's meant for saltwater. So I replaced that with a 6200K light that I just found on the internet. So it's got a 6200K and a 10,000K. So it's 12 watts of lighting plus whatever this garbage is here on the side. So it's like 4 watts a gallon. So that's pretty good lighting. The filter that I'm using, again, is just some little filter. I got this off of Amazon, actually, and it doesn't do bad. It's far from great. I've tried about 4 different filter combinations on here, you know, in tanks and hang-on backs. One of the hang-on backs was just too strong. One of them, this one just doesn't seem to really filter a whole lot, but the in tanks just take up too much room in the tank. So I even tried it without a filter for a while, but didn't really seem to help. And then I've got my old CO2 kit from my 55. That's the Fluval CO2 kit in here. Basically, the only plants I've got right now. I tried to do a full carpet of dwarf baby tears. That was one of the things I really wanted to try. So I bought like $50 worth of that stuff just to cover the whole bottom. And it was just so hard to keep it down in the Eco Complete that it just kept floating up to the top. So I eventually just ended up salvaging what I could, took some fishing line and tied it to this piece of driftwood. And actually it's doing much better tied to the driftwood than it ever has for me planted in anything. So then I started my carpet again with just dwarf hair grass. And so hopefully that'll kind of spread out. I had a Betta in here for a while, but I ended up having to put him in the big tank whenever I added the sand on top. And I don't know if I'll put a fish back in here or not. I might just do it as like a little shrimp tank. The last time I was at my fish store, they had these like orange sun kiss shrimp or something they were called. They were pretty sweet, but they were real tiny, so I didn't want them for my big tank because I was afraid I'd never be able to find them. So I might just do this as like a little shrimp tank and see how that works. Maybe I can get like a breeding population of shrimp and start putting them in the big tank. Yeah, anyway, that's pretty much this tank. I've been talking about it for long enough. I figured I might as well show it. This is about the best that it's looked since I set it up, so I figured now is as good a time as any. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Rate, subscribe, comment.